Hello, everyone. We are live. And yes, look at that. It's a thing.
Cheers, Mr. Rob.
How we doing, old son?
Getting battered downstairs at the minute in the pub.
Tell me.
It's busy as hell right now. In the best way. Like, everyone's in really good moods, really upbeat, good spirits. I've got some.
That's where you need to go, people.
Yeah, just here.
That's Duke's gaff.
Really busy. Everyone, like I say, I've had a bit of what did we have on? We had a bit of Elvis, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. I came up and Lionel Richie was on. We're having a right old sing-song downstairs. It's been
very
nice. Fun.
Very nice. Who have we got in the live chat?
Man? You good?
Oh, yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Sharky's in the building. Hope you're well, Sharky.
Man's always there.
And Mr. Chapman is there as well, lurking in the shadows. And Mr. Cox. We was having a little chat last night, actually, Richard and I.
I hope it wasn't. I hope it was a good conversation.
Yeah. No, all it was I don't know if I told you. I think I did. And Walshy's there as well. How you doing, Walshy? Hope you're well. Sunday, my good lady and I, we've got tickets to go and see the World Seniors Darts Championships.
Are you taking part?
Tavern. I wish.
Oh, no, sorry, I heard seniors. That was all, and I thought...
Yeah. No, me and the missus are going. Hopefully, Mr. Philip Taylor, who is in the roster on this particular tournament, makes it to at least the semis, because we've got tickets, morning sessions, the semis, and the evening sessions, the final. So I'm hoping to at least say that I saw the 16-time world champion. But Mr. Cox knows the MC. He's a mate of his.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, Sharky, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. That is not good.
Everyone's
good.
Coming down.
Oh, hang on. What's this? What have you been saying, Richard? Richard, no. Oh, don't. Oh, please don't. No. I might not go now. Shiva Bisram, I don't believe that we've had the pleasure.
He's downstairs in my pub.
Oh.
He's downstairs in the pub. I told him not to miss me too much. So yeah, I subscribed him. I told him not to miss me too much, and I told him he could watch me on screen, so it was all good.
Oh, good. Another victim. I mean, a subscriber.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Walshy, don't you start. Oh, Richard, don't. No, just no. Get out of it. No chance. Anyway,
Richard, if you stitched him, you are going to be. I'm going to be in your debt forever.
Horrible.
And
I hope no one films it.
If you can let Diane know to get some films and videos, please, Casey, that'd be amazing.
Oh God, no! You must be kidding. Anyway, that's not why we're here, is it, Duke? We're here to discuss a little match going on at Kidderminster tomorrow.
Sorry, I've just, if I may.
Oh. Oh, Jesus. I hate you, Richard. I wish I'd never said anything. How was I supposed to know that the MC was a mate of his?
If you could set him up against the Power, that'd be great.
Oh, no, I am not throwing any arrows. I'm telling you that now, because I am absolutely awful.
Yeah, but that's all right.
No, it's not.
You might even get through the semis.
It's embarrassing.
You might end up with a semi.
Yeah, right. At my time of life, I can barely raise a smile, let alone anything else. Give it a rest.
Anyway, you asked me why we're here.
Here. Well, you're the expert on Kidderminster, I understand.
Well, I'll be honest with you. There's part of me, Rob. There is a little part of me that is. I've got to say, hang on. I've just thrown money all over.
See, let no one say that we're professional.
No, not at all. I am a little bit concerned about tomorrow.
Oh, right. Okay. Behave yourself. Come on.
No. Listen, because this is us, Rob. Right? And I know it's us of old, but we still have the we still have the ability for this bullshit.
Wally.
That was the old school West Ham, right? We still do. Now, I know you and I were jumping backwards and forwards across WhatsApp earlier before I ended up sticking my head in a bucket of water. And I did say that, you know, I remember the struggles against lower league sides. You know, I remember the struggles against Kidderminster before when it took Lee Chapman at the back post to you know, keeper comes, he gets a looping header and it drops into the net. I remember the game away at Torquay, and X alluded to this on Twitter earlier. You know, he said about, someone said about, I want nothing more than a full strength side tomorrow. And X said, I think it's people of a certain age that remember those dark days of, you know, Torquay away when we
Torquay,
lost 1-0.
we were second tier at that time, though, and I'm not too sure we're Turkey third or fourth tier. But I mean, there's a big disparity between us in terms of our respective divisions. I'm not being funny, but dude, they're the same level as Dartford.
Yeah, but there was a big disparity against us at Emily Town, and we struggled at home at Old Upton Park.
True, I remember that. I was there. That was not very.
Listen, we have the ability to beat a United side, a City side on penalties, a Liverpool and Chelsea side at the London Stadium. We do. Yeah. There's no two ways about that, and we have the quality to be sitting fifth in the league and into the Europa League knockout final, you know, knockout stages. But we are also the West Ham of old. Still, I don't care what anyone says, and that is still there. That this could be a banana skin. Listen, I don't expect it to be. I don't expect. Yeah, there you go. All the shot. I don't expect it to be. Right. I don't. But there is still that slight concern. Oh, no, beds.
Oh, hang on. Are you dealing with that?
Yeah. Okay. Let me do that. Do that. No.
All right. Buttons.
Oh, button monkeys that we are. I love
it. You deal with it.
I've done it.
There you go.
Good lad. Listen, we have the ability, right? But again, like I said to you in the chat earlier, that, you know, an Arthur Masuaku should be more than enough for the postman right back. Andrei Yarmolenko should have a little bit more pace than the lawyer left back. That they like. I don't mean to be rude, and again, as you said earlier when we were talking on WhatsApp, like, I mean, absolutely no disrespect to a Kidderminster side, but you would like to think now, for people that are saying let's put out our under 23s, let's rest the big boys, let's do this, let's do that. Gatesy, you and I were at Ebbsfleet, were we not, pre-season?
Yeah.
And I have to say, pardon my French, considering it's so early on a Friday evening, but dog shit comes to mind. Oh, they're full-time.
It was... Hey, what, sorry?
You know, apparently the Kidderminster guys are full-time players.
Really? In the sixth tier?
Mr. Markham.
Okay.
According to Mr. Markham, they are a full-time side. But again,
interesting.
Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'd like to think we are strong enough. But we would have to put out, and as I said to you earlier, I think the likes of Ben Rama would need to play. You know, he's been away with Algeria at the AFCON. They came out early. He came home early, and he's not been involved in any real game time since, because we went into the international break. You know, I think I'd like to see him and Vlasic in the starting lineup. I'd love to see Perkins and Occo Flex there or thereabouts. I wouldn't necessarily want to see Bowen. I wouldn't want to necessarily see Antonio, knowing he's been elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's one of them. Listen, Rob, this is just about as organised as we are. I have just received.
Speak for yourself.
No, hush your noise a minute. Listen, you are the organised one. We know how this works. You are the one that you're my leaning post. Like, literally, sorry, this one. You are my leaning post, because I can't do nothing on this channel without you being there. We know this. That's just how this works, right? Joe's just texted me and said she's got no pound coins in the tills. So
Oh no!
I'm going to have to quickly open my safe. You put your Dubras up, your teams.
Yeah, I'll waffle on incoherently for a little bit.
I'm here.
Hopefully the 8 people stay there and don't all decide to bugger off because I'm boring them stupid.
Listen,
just looking here
if
at
you
John.
decide to bugger off because I'm not on camera, then we just know that I'm the face of the channel. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Listen, I wouldn't disagree with that one. John's saying though, apparently only 6 clubs in Conference North are full time. Kidderminster's one of them. Didn't know that, John. I wasn't aware of that. I think the fact remains, even if they are full time and that they're not painters and decorators, plumbers, and all the rest of it, the fact remains is that, and I know that obviously Rush Green is a much maligned Premier League training facility, but be that as it may, it should be a million miles ahead of what Kidderminster have to work with. The coaches should be much better in their quality and delivery of sessions and all the rest of it. There should be no comparison. There really there's, for me, and I'm normally someone that's quite cautious and all the rest of it. They're 6th tier, we're 1st tier, and we're in a European competition. I tell you, I'm just going to mute Mr. Duke there whilst all that noise is going on in the background. I will make no bones. We should win this, and we should win this handily. And if it's anything other than that, then I think questions seriously need to be asked. That's where I'm at with it. I would take no excuse if we went out tomorrow. For me, there is absolutely no excuse for that. I wouldn't take any nonsense about bobbly pitches, magic of the FA Cup, yada yada yada. No, I'm sorry. There's no way we should lose it. No, and even if we put out a sort of like an understrength team, which I suspect we will, but let's have it right. Even an understrength team for us. I mean, if we played Yarmolenko, I mean, how many easy caps has he got for his country? How many goals? I know in terms of Premier League, he's not cut it really, but he should be more than good enough to take care of Kidderminster, with all due respect. And I don't mean to be disparaging to them. And I'm sure that they will be determined. I'm sure that they will be tough to break down and all the rest of it. But I just don't. And I hear what you're saying, Kent. And I'll put my line up in a minute. But I just don't. I cannot tolerate, if that's the right word, anything other than a win, and a convincing win at that. That being said, Duke, let me just press some more buttons.
What's this? What's this about, Andy?
Oh, no. I'm not aware of.
Anything.
Tell me more, because he's obviously in this lineup. This is news to me. Okay. Anyway, let's chat about this, Duke. Tell you what, I'll come back to the comments in a minute, chaps. But
yeah, sorry,
you can carry on putting Andy. You can carry on putting comments in, and we'll get them up as and when. I'll go full screen with this, if I may, and get rid of that one at the bottom. Now, this is what part of it is what I'd like to see. Part of it is what I think we'll see. It's sort of like a combination, I suppose. I'd like to see Areola in goal, and I'll put my colours on the mast. I'd also like to see him play against Watford, but that's me. I'd like to see him between the sticks tomorrow. Now, I'd like to see Harrison Ashby get a crack at right back, personally. Whether he will, or whether he'll go with Ryan Fredericks, whether he'll go with Vladimir Kufel, I don't know. But I'd like to see Harrison Ashby in the right back slot. Issa Diop, the right centre back. Aji Alese, the left centre back. Ben Johnson at left full back. In front of them, Mark Noble with the armband and Alex Crow. I'd like to see Alex Crow get some minutes. I want to see what this guy's all about. And I think he's looked all right when I've seen him. I don't think he's disgraced himself, but he's just, I don't know what's going on. But then again, I said the same thing about Craig Dawson. He got his opportunity and off he went. He just needs to sort of get an opportunity, I feel. Anyway, in front of those two, I've gone 4 nails left. Ben Rama as the 10, Yarmolenko on the right, Vlasic up top. I'd be very interested in your thoughts on that, Duke, and what you think we might see.
I mean, yeah. Listen, you've got it. I'm not going to disagree with you there. And looking at what Ken says there, tomorrow's all about bottle to get the job done.
Mm.
And for me, that's it. I completely agree with Ken. Now I'm looking at your team here, and if I stop messing around with bits of metal,
Oh, really? Does that affect him for tomorrow?
see why it would. It probably
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought
on the
so.
wrist, wouldn't he? Maybe a fine, probably less than what he's put on. I bet. Yeah, I mean, listen. Someone mentioned earlier about it being the same sort of side that they would put out when we lost to Zagreb. Was that with the kids, wasn't it?
Yeah, the entire back four
Yeah.
was an under 23. I think that would be a step too far, personally.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at what you've got there, and like you said about Crowell, I'd love to see a bit more of Crowell. I really would. Listen, you don't play international football without being good. That being said, I know we've got Yarmolenko in the side now. Yeah,
Is there anyone there that you maybe would take out and put in someone else in their place? I mean, would you go Ashby at right back? Would you stick with maybe a tried and tested performer in a Fredericks or a Kufal?
No.
Or maybe put Johnson there and put Cresswell at left back. I mean, what do you think?
No, what I'd actually probably do, if I'm honest with you, is I'd put. It doesn't matter whether Ashby starts. I don't mind. I've got no preferences as to whether he does or whether he doesn't. The other option is Mass at left back. Now I know everyone's going to go, can't defend. Listen, but Mass at left back is, it is what it is. But probably dropping Fornells, moving Benrahma out to the left.
Okay.
Dropping Vlasic into the hole behind the forward, and putting Perkins up top. Now,
okay.
I only say that because I want to see Perkins and/or Flex get some game time. I really do. Listen, we've seen Ashby at the back. We've seen Alessi. We've seen Baptiste. We've seen Longello. Like you said earlier in the chat, Longello hasn't really made it into the squad even.
And he almost went out, didn't he?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's frustrating because I want to see some attacking players on the pitch. I want to see, listen, Flex and Sonny Perkins. Was it Flex and Perkins that combined for the goal against Leicester the other week? Flex would have absolutely peach of a turn on the halfway line.
I remember now.
Banging ball with the outside of his left. Whoever it was banging ball with the outside of his left that curled into the feet of Perkins. He took a touch, came back inside against the centre back and dispatched it top bin's right foot, left side. I'd like to listen. This is a game, and I've got a feeling this can come back and bite me in the arsehole when I say this, Rob. This is a game that is about as throwaway as we're gonna get this season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like Tottenham coming up against Leighton Orient, COVID-ridden Leighton Orient in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
And getting a bye. This is again, no disrespect meant to Kiddie.
Yeah.
This is essentially a 90-minute bye for us. Let's not mess around. We should win this. Hang on a minute.
Oh. I'm guessing there's something going on in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you guys that are watching, you're our subscribers, you're our viewers and all the rest of it. Again, we're obviously batting it between us. If there's any of you guys have got any alternate thoughts, if you think that maybe you'd like to see a different formation, if you'd like to see different personnel, get it in the live chat and we can obviously have a little chat about it and get into the sort of nuts and bolts and the pros and cons of your particular thoughts on it. That would really be interesting to see. Just before, obviously, while I'm waiting for Duke to do whatever he's doing there, goodness knows what it is. This was the Kidderminster team that put Reading out in the previous round. Now, as I say, forgive me, I am no expert on sixth tier football. I'm definitely not an expert in Kidderminster Harriers as a football club, but that there was the starting 11, and the hero was a gentleman by the name of Amari Morgan Smith, who you can see there was playing as the striker. Now, this is a guy, just to give you a little bit of background information on this guy, he's previously played for Crewe Alexandra, Alsager Town. I've got no idea who they are, to be honest, but apologies for that, guys. Stockport County, Ilkeston Town, Luton Town, Macclesfield Town, Kidderminster Harriers, obviously, who he's at the minute. It looks like this is actually his second spell at the club. Well, third if you count a loan that turned into a permanent. Also, Oldham Athletic, Cheltenham Town, and York City. So he's done the rounds a little bit. They obviously, as I say, they put Reading out in the previous round, and good luck to them. I mean, to be fair, Reading, let's be honest about it, having a few troubles in the Championship. Anyway, just going to have a look here at the comments, guys. Sharky, what about two up front, Perkins and Okoflex? Now, that would be interesting. The only thing that I would be concerned about is putting two youngsters up top. Would that be maybe... I've not got a problem playing two strikers, and whether you would go old school and go 4-4-2, or whether you would maybe go 3-5-2, something like that. But two strikers, two forwards. I'm not too sure I'd go with both Perkins and Okoflex, because I think I'd like to have someone up top with at least a little bit of experience, in my opinion, to sort of like, to hold the hand, if you will, of the player that hasn't got the experience. I think if you've got two guys from the 23s there, Perkins and Okoflex, it's like if it starts getting a little bit attritional, a little bit tasty, challenges start flying in, and it's a little bit, they're out of their comfort zone a little bit, I'd be a little bit concerned. I'd like to have someone alongside, even if you had, say, Perkins and Yarmolenko, for example. At least Yarmolenko has got a wealth of experience to back onto. And I know people would turn around and say, oh, yeah, but he hasn't got experience of going to grounds like Kidderminster. No, he has. He has been to grounds like Kidderminster. He has played teams like Kidderminster in the past. Maybe not quite down as far as that, but you get the point I'm trying to make. But interesting idea, Sharky. I'm not saying it's not with merit. Ken, Kiddy are in magic form time pros. We've been here before. Emily, Newport, Torquay, Farnborough, Aldershot. Yeah, we've discussed it, and I'm aware of every single one of them, sadly. Morgan Smith is quick, strong, big lump, which is probably what David Moyes should have been after in the transfer window. I mean, this guy's 32 years of age, and I wouldn't have been, jumping for joy if he'd have gone down to the sixth tier of English football to sign a 32-year-old journeyman. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, listen, I fully expect Kidderminster to have an awful lot of endeavour. That this will be their cup final. This will be a game that they will be up for. Make no mistake about that. But I just think that our superior conditioning, our superior technical skills, our superior tactical nous, if you will, should all be enough over a 90-minute match to take care of a team that operate 5 tiers below us. That's just my opinion. As I say, Kidderminster, I'm sure, will make it as difficult as they can, but ultimately they should fall, and it should be, in my view, a fairly convincing victory for West Ham, in my opinion. Now, I appreciate I could have an awful lot of egg on my face once the final whistle goes tomorrow, and it has to be decided tomorrow because there is no replay. It will be decided tomorrow. So if it needs extra time, if it needs penalties, so be it. But it's all. I mean, primarily it's about getting into the next round, isn't it, Duke? It's about getting into the hat for the 5th round draw. Would I take a penalty shootout win? Well, yes, I would. But I do think that there would be questions asked.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had an exploding barrel of Stella in the cellar, which was always nice. Joe's. All right, Logan. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Budge is
did
in
you
the
hear
building.
that?
I did.
Logan!
Children. Oh dear.
The red button.
Just console yourself. If ever you need bone marrow, it's there.
I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to smush his face into the pillars.
No, you wouldn't hurt him.
I will, trust me. Anyway, where was I? Right. Yeah, listen, it just needs to be a job done. I don't care how we go about it, right? I don't listen. It's, part of me, there's two key things to this. One, I don't want to embarrass them. Like if we go out and we go 2-0 ahead, and
you
it's
don't
easy,
want to embarrass them.
No, listen. If we go out there and we go 2-0 up and it's easy, let's not go for 9, 10, 11, 12. Like, do you see what I mean?
Okay.
I don't want to embarrass them in that sense. Let's go out there and get the job done. But also, I don't want to be on the embarrassing end. Now, if this goes to penalties, like you said, Rob, will we take a penalty? Will we take a penalty shootout? Well, yes, of course we will.
You're in the next round, but
more than likely. But that's embarrassing.
Yes,
like, you see where I'm coming from. Listen, I'll take a 1-0 win. I'll take a 1-0 win tomorrow. Easy, job done, routine, professional, as the guys have been saying. Andy says there, just need a professional performance. That's it. But then, I mean, Kent, I know is, from what I remember, if my memory serves,
little bit.
He's, I think, about 6 years younger than myself, and probably about 36 younger than you. I think, if I remember rightly, Kent's about 37. I might be wrong, but I think he's about 37.
Yeah.
So he remembers these in much as so, like I say, I'm a few years older than Kent, and I remember the Ended Town game. I remember the Torquay, the Farnborough, the Aldershot. You know, the Torquay one sticks here, and there's reasons it sticks here, because if things had gone my way, I could have been in that game, but that's neither here nor there. It wouldn't have been Torquay. But I could have been there, and it's the reason it sticks in my mind. If I remember rightly, we lost 1-0 away.
Do you know what? So, just sorry to interrupt, but a couple of Sharky's comments, I've got to be honest. I think Sharky's reading my mind. I know what you're saying about you don't want to embarrass them, and I'm not going to say that I have a particular desire to embarrass them, but it should be a performance that we can at least look at and go on the score sheet and go, there's a little element of pride we can take. I know it's a 6th tier team, but if we walked away with a 4-1 victory, I'd be like, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Listen, I'll be happy with a 3-0 jobby. What I wouldn't be happy is if we go out and it's more than 3. Do you see what I mean? If we're absolutely pissing all over them and we end up just taking the piss, I don't want. Like, I just find that a little bit disrespectful. I get that they're in the game and that there's a reason that they're playing but that's just me. I'm not saying as a club or as a whole or as a fan base we should feel like that. That's me. That's just how I feel. But again, go out there, get the job done. You know, a 1-0 win is still a win. It's not like we have to worry about a goal difference at the end of this. If we just turn up, listen, and if it's comfortable and they defend resolutely, they defend stoutly, they make it difficult, they get numbers behind the ball, and we go out there and we toe poke home a corner, for instance. You know, then I'll take that.
Listen, Romario made a career out of toe pokes, and he weren't a bad player.
Listen,
there's a place for a toe poke.
Right, so did Gary Lineker. Let's not dick around. He was a 6-yard box maestro. But that's where I'm at, Rob. Like, it's a game that really doesn't need too much thought.
Nope.
It's not a game that requires too much from our point of view, and probably the other channels as well. I know I've been working all day and I've been seeing bits ping up all over the gaff on YouTube, where the other channels are doing this review. And yeah, see, I was at that game. I think one of the more painful things of that game was.
I can understand 8. You probably get to that point or getting to it, and you start to go, "This is too easy." Do you know what I mean? And it's like it's not really a contest.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
You don't kick a dead, you don't kick a dead dog is the saying, because it's like, what's the point? And I think
a certain Grady Dean Garner was in that game, and he was. I've got to say, he was exceptional. I really, but again, sorry. I know. Yeah. So I just think, listen, we rock up there without, like Ken says, without the respect for them.
Yeah.
We rock up there and we take the piss. Then we can expect to be on a hiding to nothing, because they listen. As the guys have mentioned earlier, they are a full-time squad. They're not a dicking around like we said there. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. These guys are. They train like we do. All right, and also they're going to be used to some significantly dour changing rooms that we're not going to be used to. Some of the even.
You're remembering Rotherham under Glenn Roeder, are you,
mate? I'm remembering. I'm remembering what it used to be like to change in a non-league dressing room.
Yep.
Right. I'm remembering what it used to be like to change in a non-league dressing room, and they're not that much of a step up from changing at your local park facilities. They're really not. So there's going to be a shock for a lot of these players. They're not going to be ready for this. This is going to come out and jump on them. Players like Alex Crowell, guarantee you he's not played. He's not gone to a dodgy, my disabled toilet probably bigger than a changing room that we're going to have. You see what I mean? Yeah. Alex Crowell, this is going to be different. It's a Diop, Areola. I mean, this is going to be even worse than the Fulham changing room that he was in last season. You know what I mean? So these are the things. These are the things that are going to be key. These are the things that have the ability to disrupt preparation. These guys are used to going in and having 16 or 17 different rooms in the changing room where they can go get a massage. When they go for a shit, they're in a palace. They go here and they're going to go for a shit with a door hanging off its hinges and the bloke sitting there getting changed.
Broken toilet seat.
Watching him take the dump from 3 foot away because that's the best that they've got. Bloke
you
getting
do
a massage.
realise there's a few people that have now switched off, Duke. They were probably sitting there watching this, sort of eating their dinner, and now you're talking about people having a crap.
You've got players that are used to going off to a different area of the changing room to have to get a massage, and here we are, and here we are, kind of. He's in the middle of a room with someone bending over to put on a pair of boxer shorts or a jock strap, and they've got hairy arse crack in his face. Like, nice. What's that? Like, there's Nobes with his turkey neck hanging out, and like Ben Rama's trying to have a massage on the table. So, and as Ken says there, the changing room. Even then, Ken, I remember going before the bowling was knocked down, and the away dressing room again was significantly inferior to what we had on the other side of the corridor. I had the privilege of being able to go have a look. Barcelona's the same, mate. I went out to the new camp and the changing room, the home changing room at Barcelona, you kind of got to walk past the door and stick your head in, and it's a fucking palace. Whereas the away changing rooms, they have wooden lockers. They have that.
Smell of stale piss.
Yeah, when you go swimming and you've got that plastic matting on the floor that into your feet when you're walking. Yeah. They have that in the away changing room at Barcelona, and fuck me, that hurts. So these are the things, and this is what I was explaining to you prior, Rob, wasn't it? That these are the things that are going to throw out the likes of
Yep.
Vlasic. Although Vlasic, these are probably going to be 2 steps below what Vlasic's probably played in the Croatian league. Like, I can't imagine they couldn't have. They're probably not Premiership Palace changing rooms like we have. But they're not going to be all the way down there. They're going to be somewhere in between. So he's not going to have witnessed that. But he's, some of the clubs out there that he's probably played with have had something similar. Yarmolenko, again, it's been a while since he's played in that country, so he's probably witnessed some of the decent changing rooms. Ben Rama, he probably saw some a couple of weeks ago when he was doing the AFCON. So there's going to be some shocks to these players. There's going to be some shocks to these players. And I really think Moyes needs to be hammering this point home, that they need to be focused. I'm not being funny. That's true. Yeah, Ken says it's too expensive for Kidderminster to turn the heat up. They've got to be focused. This pitch is going to be bobbly. This pitch is going to be rutty. It's going to cut up underfoot. It's probably going to be a bit swampy with the amount of rain that we've had recently. They don't have undersoil heat. There's 1,000,001 things, Rob, that can go against us tomorrow. 1,000,001. Yet there's only one thing that can go for us, and that's our professionalism and approaching it in the right way. And that's what we've done. That's it. That's what we have to do.
It's one of those games, isn't it, where you're almost in a no-win position, because it's like, if you win, that's what should have happened ultimately, because you're in the Premier League, they're in the National North Division. You should beat them. No ifs, no buts, no excuses. Whereas if the unthinkable should happen, and however it happens, whether it's a win in 90 minutes, whether it takes extra time, or whether it's penalties, ultimately that would be seen as a cup upset, a giant killing, an embarrassment for West Ham United, dare I say. And like I say, Kidderminster cannot lose this match even if they lose, whereas we cannot win this match even if we win. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, listen, you're spot on. This is one of them ones where, you know what, the 1,600 fans that have got tickets, and fair play to you guys for being able to get tickets. I know Andy Miles off of West Ham Reunited, he's going. I spoke to him the other day. He got a very nice Mark Noble shirt in the post.
I saw it, yeah.
By the way, very nice. The Mark Noble signed Dewberry there.
Where'd he get that piece of kit from?
He bought it. He bought it for himself. He told me the cost of it as well, and then he passed out.
Was it eBay?
No, he was some guy that he's bought some bits off before.
Okay.
And good luck to him. Just quickly, I saw that there from John saying that a leaking urinal is essentially the lack of bleach and graffiti. You know what?
Is he talking about your box?
Yeah, he ain't far off. I reckon we might be looking at changing rooms that are a little bit worse than what we had in Escape to Victory when Bobby Moore scored.
We can still win this.
We can still win this. And I reckon the bath will be like the bath was at the end of Escape to Victory, with a massive great hole in the fucking bottom and water pissing
Was
out.
my mother-in-law sat in it?
Oh shit! Son.
She heard me.
Damn!
Should we move on?
Boss.
Should we move on? Do you want a little trip down memory lane?
Yeah, go on. I know what you've got.
Hang on. Let me.
I don't know what you've got.
There it is. That is the teams that the one and only time that Kidderminster and West Ham have faced each other. I'll zoom in for you because I know you're
just on the team. There it is.
So, yeah, our team, look at that. McCloskey, Rowland, Martin, Breaker, Potts, Marsh, Holmes, Bishop, Martin Allen, Clive Allen, and Lee Chapman, who obviously scored the goal in the 69th minute with a header, as you said earlier. And there was the Kidderminster lineup: Rose, Bancroft, Weir, Hodson, Brindley, Purdy, Granger, Forsyth, Cartwright, Humphreys, and Davies. Bringing back any memories, Duke?
That 11, mate, brings back so many memories. There's one name there that jumps out at me, then goes, "Oh shit!"
Go on.
I remember Matty Holmes.
Yeah.
That's a name that
He
just
went to
makes you go,
Blackburn, didn't
Christ
he? It all
almighty.
went a little bit
Yeah.
downhill.
I mean, I stick that back up again, just quickly, because there was some real good banging players in there. I mean, I remember Breaker, Alvin Martin, McCloskey, some Potts, some key players in the early, in my memories,
And Trevor Morley was the substitute.
Of West Ham. They were like the key part of the back four. Tony Gow in there as well, Julian Dix, obviously at points. But as Kent has alluded to there, 2 strikers in that team, Rob. The 4-4-2.
The old days. We were discussing that earlier because I think it was Sharky said about when I sort of said if anybody in the live chat had any thoughts about how we could line up, and he floated the idea of playing 2 forwards in Perkins and Okoflex. And I just sort of made the point that whilst I think that's quite an admirable idea, the thought of having 2 strikers who are relatively inexperienced in a game like this might not be, in my view, a smart move, if that makes sense, because they're both, I would rather have maybe Perkins alongside Yarmolenko, for example, someone with a little bit of experience. To hold their hand and sort of, see them through. Whereas if you've got 2 strikers that are playing who are both inexperienced in men's football, and I know it's 6th tier, but this is men's football. And you alluded to it earlier, the match that we was at in the summer against Ebbsfleet for the 23s and at Stonebridge Road. And it was men against boys, literally. Men against boys,
wasn't it? We said this. Can I just ask for anyone?
I see that James is there. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well.
Oi.
I dare say you were as frustrated with transfer. I'm not going to do too much on transfer win, but that was just so frustrating. It was literally like death by 1,000 cuts.
I just want to ask a question to those in the chat, and probably Kent will come back at me because he's just mentioned the player that I want to bring up. I can't remember the year on this one, Gatesy, but I'm guessing we didn't have Julian Dix at the club at this point.
No, he was still at Liverpool.
Is he still? Because that was the deal that Marsh and Burrows to London, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Marsh and Burrows came to London, which is why Dixie went up north. So yeah, I mean, listen, there's some cracking players in there, Rob. There's some cracking players in that side that give me some good memories. Like I say, Clive Allen, Lee Chapman, Martin Allen, old Mad Dog in there. Listen, tomorrow should be straightforward. Should be.
Couple of little nuggets for you, ladies and gentlemen. Never let it be said I haven't got a few nuggets up my sleeve. So, as I said earlier, we've only met the once before, and that was in this same competition in 93-94's 5th round, which was a game that was settled by Lee Chapman, winner at the Aggborough Stadium. You alluded to it earlier. It was a bit of a looping header. I don't think it wasn't sort of like a whipped-in cross and a bullet header, was it? It was a bit of a looper, wasn't it?
Yeah, keeper kind of comes out and absolutely misjudges the flight of the ball, and I only remember this because if you don't mind, I believe you posted it on Facebook earlier.
He did,
and I was on a bathroom break, and I caught that come up, and I was like, I've got to have a little watch of this, and I believe it had been filmed off of a video recorder by the looks of things, a VHS recorder, because it was a bit jumpy. But it was, again, the goalkeeper comes out.
Jumpier than Michael J. Fox on a trampoline?
Wow. Oh, that's a bit... No, I'm not saying a word. Probably just for my own sanity, because if I start, I'm not going to want to stop.
I can't believe I just said that.
No, I can. It's you. It's you.
No filter.
I take nothing away from you. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm kind of hoping. Karen, do your bit. Have you got any more?
There's 5 nuggets. I haven't gone.
There's 5 nuggets because I'm getting badgered right now.
Oh. West Ham have progressed from their last 10 FA Cup ties against non-league opposition since we were eliminated by Swindon Town in 1911-12 season, when they too were a non-league side. So there you go. So I know everybody's sort of saying about Emily and this, that, and the other. But we haven't been eliminated for an awful long time by a non-league team in this tournament.
You said it.
So
you've absolutely stitched us right up now.
No. Listen, we're going to do it.
Everyone in the chat.
Positivity.
Everyone in the chat. If tomorrow goes wrong, you know where to direct your hatred.
Why do I always get the blame? I'm just a conduit of information, for Christ's sakes. It's not my fault if Arthur Masuaku scores a hat trick own goals,
Ian
Anyway.
Dowie-esque at the back post.
Yeah, I remember that. Stockport in the League Cup, wasn't it? Bloody hell. Kidderminster have won 5 of their last 6 FA Cup ties on home soil with 1 draw, a run which dates back to 2013. The Carpet Men are welcoming top-flight opposition to their home stadium for the 3rd time, losing up to 1-0 to us in 94, as we said, and drawing 1-1 with Wolves in 2004 before losing in the replay. Do you know what? Why are they called the Carpet Men? I'd like to know. Is it something? Do they make a lot of carpet in Kidderminster? The reason why I'm so interested is my dad's a carpet fitter by trade. So,
Casey.
Yes, mate.
Ignore me.
Why?
I was just about to ask the world's worst comment question.
The world's worst comment. I think I did the world's worst comment about 2 minutes ago.
No.
Cyber.
Yeah, that was dark, sir. That was very dark.
That was me just scratching the surface,
I was going to
mate.
make myself look like an absolute fucking plank, and then I realised what I was doing. So let's not worry about it.
You want the next one?
Yeah, go on. Let's
2 more.
Over me looking like a dick.
We have lost 3 of our last 4 fourth-round ties in the FA Cup. Oops! But we did beat Doncaster at this stage last season.
It again.
Oh, why am I getting the blame again?
You said it again. You literally, you are placing the jinx.
I'm just a conduit of information. Stop complaining. Elliot's in the house. Oh, how you doing, Elliot? Hope you're well, my friend.
Why do people think it's okay to sit on a pool table?
It's not nice, is it? It's not called for. Last one. West Ham manager David Moyes has overseen 5 FA Cup games against non-league sides with 4 wins and 1 draw, seeing his sides keep a clean sheet in each game. 3 with Preston, 1 with Everton, 1 with West Ham. Now that's surely a good one to finish the Nuggets on, isn't it?
Well, you've given us.
You're going to put a negative slant on it now, and you're going to say that man's got to come to an end at some point.
See, now
negative Nelly.
Dick, right? Now you're just being a little bitch.
Yes.
I was actually going to start and throw some shade at Mr. Kent. Is what I was going to do.
Were you?
Yeah, because of his comment in the chat.
Which one?
That Kidderminster beat Birmingham when they were owned by GSB.
Oh, Kent, no.
Now look what he's done.
Different club.
Now look what he's
done.
And
they didn't have Daniel Kaczynski alongside them.
Well, the KGBS. Did you see that? That's what we were called.
Really?
Yeah. The KGBS, because of Kaczynski, Gold, Brady, Sullivan. That's what. That's
hold
now
on,
what.
Hold on. You do realise? I mean, because again, sort of like just to sort of tie it in with West Ham, another little layer. The song for Ludo, "I Come From Near Moscow." Do you know how close where he's from, Ostrava in the Czech Republic, is to Moscow?
Yeah.
It's about as close as London is to Istanbul or something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
he does come from near Moscow, though.
Okay.
The song told me so.
Fair enough.
The song told me so. KGBS, yeah. Kaczynski, Gold, Brady, and Sullivan. The KGBs. And
people got too much time on their hands.
Listen, I think that's genius. I am fully. Listen, I'm fully behind it. If things go a bit Pete Tong over the next 4 months. Because
what could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong?
I'm poking your bear with sticks here, guys.
Into an absolute capitulation. Okay, we weren't talking about the transfer window. You brought this up. You put it on yourself. Yeah, I mean, listen. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay positive for tomorrow. Casey, are you
Yes.
coming?
Am I coming where, Duke? Where am I going? Oh, is
Not
your
my
internet
office.
sticking around?
It's not your internet sticking around because
Is
I've got
it?
perfect. Yes,
Okay. All right.
I have perfect on my screen.
That makes a
What I would
change.
like to say is this lovely place just here. I'd like to point out that the flower baskets look a bit better now because we had new
Can you
baskets
get a
put up
decent
today.
photograph of it? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. When I rock up tomorrow, because Steve's coming, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to get a
Good luck.
photograph. What?
Good luck.
What?
There is massive roadworks outside my pub.
Oh yes, there is, isn't there?
And the bastards that do my delivery, Rob,
Yeah.
refused to drop my delivery this morning. I am running on very, very low alcohol
So when are
content
they
right
coming?
now.
Because I'm not being funny. If I'm making my way from God's own country, Dartford, and coming to Lewisham, I don't want to turn up and be greeted with just a couple of bottles of J2O. Do you know what I mean? I'm a man of
No.
sophistication.
I should have enough bottled alcohol to see me through some shit. But I am down to 2 barrels of Strongbow, 2 barrels of dark fruits, 1 barrel of Strongbow, 1.5 barrels of Carling,
Yeah.
2 barrels of Stella, 2 barrels of Guinness, 2 barrels of John Smith, and bottled products. It's
Why
fucking
are they digging
embarrassing.
up the road? Is it waterworks? What are we talking?
There was a leak, and I spoke to
Oh.
the works manager today. Oddly enough, he was a gentleman that used to drink in the yacht in Bexley Heath when I used to work there, and
Oh.
he told me he pisses faster than the leak was coming out of that pipe.
And they're digging the road up for that.
And they have dug the road up for the last 6 days. That it will continue tomorrow and Sunday. Hopefully by Sunday midnight, it should be put back together again.
Yeah.
At the moment, there is I think he said a 12-meter shaft that they have dug down, and they are. There is a oh shit! It's just arrived. There is a suction lorry that's just turned up because I don't know whether you know this, but the Lee High Road is actually built on top of an old river, the river
It
something.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they continually, when they do this, they have to continuously suck the sediment and water and everything out that was built on top of the river. So it's just been a pig, Rob. The delivery
Roads, I
drivers
tell you, the
refuse.
roads around Lewisham Borough have been absolutely, and Greenwich as well, shocking, mate. Absolutely
Awful.
shocking this last week. I don't know. Listen, this is going to be a bit political, but whatever Sadiq Khan is doing at
What have you
County
done now?
Hall to try and alleviate traffic problems, it ain't bloody working. Because I tell you what, you look at Trafalgar Road going from Charlton all the way, in fact, all the way through into sort of Southwark, Jamaica Road, go the whole way. Honestly, they have butchered that bloody road.
What road?
Butchered it. Going Trafalgar Road through
No, the other one.
Greenwich, Jamaica Road.
What road?
Oh, don't start. Don't start. I know where this is going. But honestly, they've put a bloody cycle lane in there that none of the cyclists bloody use. They're on the same stretch of road as the car users, but they've squashed it down. So now when a bus stops, you ain't got no room to get past. You ain't got no wiggle room. You just got to sit there. And honestly, it's an absolute joke.
Anyway, sorry guys. Rob was talking some rubbish about roads and shit. I thought we'd get back to the football. I don't know about you guys. I'm pretty sure that's why you're here. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if he's has he finished yet? Is he still? What? No, he's anyway. So, cut to-
You bastard. Listen, it's all right for you. You ain't got to drive in it.
No, do you know how I get to work in the morning?
You go downstairs.
Yeah, that's it. That's my travel to work. Is I wake up, I put on a pair of tracksuit bottoms and a t-shirt and walk
Ken's
down.
gone down the political route. See, he hasn't sort of like switched off.
Can't kick him
and he
out,
knows
though.
what I'm saying. He knows what I'm saying is right. Anyway,
no, he's right. It's and that is the problem, and that will always be the problem.
got him for about another 3 years, I think. So
Yeah.
And of course, me living the other side of the metropolis, I can't vote on this dickhead. So,
well, I kind of live in it.
well, you can now vote, can't you? Because you couldn't
Yeah, I
before.
don't vote, Rob, because they're all lying bastards. What are you voting for? One lying bastard over another lying bastard for them all to lie to you to not. Anyway, seeing as I'm talking.
He's gone. He's banned himself. He's given himself a red card. How do you like? How many times have you ever seen a referee give themselves a red card? No, get back in here, you. You're not leaving me on my own to just sort of waffle on incoherently.
Unless the stairs are busy and I'm late. Yes, Andy.
Yes.
Normally that happens most days. No,
That's,
I can't be late because
right.
I have to get up to let Joe and the kids out for school on the school run. So I have to be downstairs.
You lot that are in the live chat, and there's 12 of you as I look, and please don't forget to like, comment on and share the stream and subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. And as always, we thank you for your support. And it would be very much appreciated if you 12 could do us a big favor and give us your score predictions. What do you think?
What favour?
Kidderminster versus West Ham United. Who's advancing? Is it going to be over in 90 minutes? Extra time? Penalties? What's your score prediction, guys? Give me some meat on the bones. Duke, talk to me.
Oh, Ken's 39. I wasn't far off. I will take a fucking Peach rocks up.
I'll tell you what. Where have you been hiding?
He's a clown, Robert.
Can you do us a favour? Can you send him the link? We'll get him on quickly.
because I've got to go. Because if he comes in, listen. I've got to go.
Shall I send him the link?
You send him the link, and then when he comes on, I've got to get back to work. As much as I'd love to stay here with him, I do need to get back to work. Because Joe, I've got a feeling he's going to throw something.
You're just such a lightweight. You're under the thumb. You are.
Who's that?
Well, Peach has gone 8-0. I'm guessing that's 8-0 West Ham and not 8-0 because it's obviously we're away. So technically, you've just said that we're getting beat 8-0. So, but I'm guessing, knowing that Peach is an optimistic soul, he's going 8-0 West Ham.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm going 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Well, Sharky's gone 4-1. Walshy, he's gone 3-0, and it's not going to extra time. This is going to be over in 90. Mr. Walsh has spoken, and I've just sent Peach a StreamYard link. Wally's gone Kidderminster 0, West Ham United 3. Kent, however, he thinks it's going to be a little bit more difficult than that. He says 2-1 West Ham. Bowen to score.
That man knows his stuff.
He does. I'm not going to argue.
Ken, would you think before you go, because you've got to be up at 4:45? I'm guessing you're going.
Are you driving, Ken, or are you? How are you getting to Kidderminster?
If I may, Ken, would you, if you were to be a betting man, would you go both teams to score, West Ham to win?
Yeah. 4-1 West Ham. I'm going 4-1 West Ham.
I'll tell you what, it shows you how good I am at betting. I had a bet on Nuremberg to win tonight.
Did you?
Against Ingolstadt in the German league. I thought I knew what I was talking about. Because it's German football and I know what I'm talking about. And if I'm honest with you, I'm looking at this. I had Nuremberg. They were the favourites. I had a bit of a accumulator jobby. They're currently losing 5-0 to Ingolstadt. So I know fuck all about German football.
You know. You told me you was the Bundesliga expert.
Well, listen, I thought I was until that moment.
Honestly. Peach, look at your phone. I have sent you a StreamYard link. Look at your phone, Peach. And if you want to join me, you can.
Joe's
his dad's driving.
Joe's messaging me because she's got cocktails to make and she wants me to make cocktails. So we've got
Blue Lagoon. You are Tom Cruise.
Well, I'm a little bit taller.
What's your favourite cocktail?
Mine, if I had to pick, mine comes from TGI Fridays, or Fridays, as they are now called. And my favourite cocktail would be the Barnum and Baileys. Oh, that's special. Barnum and Baileys. Mint ice cream.
I'm not normally a cocktails man. I mean, you probably know I'm sort of like beer and spirits and whatever, but I remember one time I went to. Do you know Browns in Bluewater?
Yeah.
Yeah. About the time of the Euros, I went in there with an old school friend of mine and got absolutely hammered on cocktails. And we were sort of like, mixing cocktails, and that's always a bad idea, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Mixing
it's bad
drinks and
news.
all the rest of it. And oh mate, I was sick as a dog. Sick as a dog. But
Shocking behaviour. Right, my man, listen, I'm going to fly so I can go save her from having to make sex on the beach.
well, I don't
And
know where Peach has
Godfather.
got to. I thought
Yeah, he's
Peach
in
was
that
going to
case.
join me.
No, don't bother with him. Just
I'm
it's one of them,
disappointed, Peach. I thought you would have joined me.
Well,
I'm
listen,
most upset. I'm gonna
I finished
cry.
work at midnight, Gates. If you're still awake and he's going live, she would just absolutely attack his stream and you and me
Might
go
do.
the absolute piss.
Might do.
And listen, I hope you come over tomorrow because
Yeah,
Steve,
no, I can, because the reason why I was a little bit should be not sure
yeah,
is because I wasn't too sure how Libby's football was going to unfold, whether there was,
right,
because it's a bit of a weird situation at the minute. I won't sort of bore everyone with it, but there's certain games that they've got to catch up on and this, that, and the other. So I wasn't too sure if they might have even had a game on tomorrow. They normally play Sundays, but needs must and
yeah.
all that. So, but no, they've got this. They've actually got this complete weekend off, despite the fact their fixtures behind. The other teams have all got games in cups and this, that, and the other. So there's no one that they're actually playing. So I'll be down. It's what times? I'm trying to remember what times kick off. Remind me, is it 12:45? 12:30?
12:30. Yes.
Yeah, because basically I'm going to be jumping on a train, and not that anybody watching is probably interested in this particular piece of information, but I'm going to volunteer it, whatever. I'm going to come down to your boozer for the game, but I've got to disappear a little bit lively afterwards for the Calcutta Cup match. Not that I'm not going to Edinburgh, I have to say, but I'm meeting up with my dad, my two brothers, and we're going to, the King's Arms in Bexley Heath.
Yes, I know well.
Yeah, they've got some little thing that my brother told me about, and you pay 20 quid. It gets you in. There's like, I believe there's an upstairs. There's like a terrace roof garden
There
of thing.
Yes.
I haven't been. I've been into King's Arms, but I've never been there.
Up on top,
but apparently
yeah.
you go up there and they've got a screen and all that. And apparently it's 20 quid to get in, and that gets you, I believe, 5 bottles of whatever lager it is they're going to give you, and a plate of chicken wings. And I was like, yeah, go on. So
nice. No, well, I'm off all day tomorrow. And we've got obviously the West Ham. You've got the Six Nations. You've got the Premier League game between Burnley and Watford. And we've got a DJ tomorrow night. So I'm actually off all day tomorrow. What we'll say is yourself, myself, of Ford. We should have Steve 50 in company with I can't remember his son's name. I feel bad. James. James was in my mind, and we might have a.
He's going to unsubscribe now, thanks to you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I couldn't remember your son's name. Remember? We might have a special guest here with us tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, we might have a special guest, a certain young lady from the YouTube Massive.
Oh, not Hammerette.
With us. Kerry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Happened. Yeah.
Oh, she's watching you.
Hey, listen, you know me. I don't care. She ain't on here.
I
did put the message to her that we were going live, but she decided she didn't want to talk to me.
Well, it's like Peach. I've sent Peach.
Yeah, well, that's what they do, mate. They pretend like they're interested.
Told me to shove it up my arse.
Yeah, basically. All right, but darling, I reckon we're
end credits.
Let's hit end credits because I've got to get downstairs.
Duke, what are we?
Fucking massive.
Come on, you irons.
I need to get my chin in between my arms. Look.
Which one? Which chin?